in the Czech Republic, and it is so nice to be able to speak Australian English again and actually be understood. I was in France, Australian football tournament. We didn't have enough players, so we borrowed 3 French guys for our team. And our coach, Aussie guy, was giving a warm-up speech before the game. He goes, boys, I want you to work so fucking hard that when you come off the ground, you are absolutely knackered. And we're like, yeah. And one of the French guys was like, naked? We be naked? He was a bit of a bogan Aussie, and he didn't particularly explain himself very well. He's like, no, mate, you won't be naked. You're absolutely fucked. 2 of the French guys left the team, but 5 more joined. Really odd. I have mixed feelings about seeing Australians over there. I love seeing Australians, but 95% of the tourists in Prague were drunk all of the time. I was out the front of a hostel one time, and there was a guy sort of swaying in the street with a beer, and I went over to him. I said, mate, are you okay? And he looked at me and goes, yeah, mate, I'm good. And then he came in close and goes, do you know you can drink outside here? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, Europe's such a good country. I don't know why, I've only ever dated Americans and Russians, which is strange. I love both of them. American women, though, confuse me. Something over there happened 7 times, too much to be a coincidence. I'd be talking to them, they would tell me they're from America. They wouldn't ask me where I'm from. At some point in the conversation, they would go, you're from England, right? And I'd say, no, I'm from Australia. And seriously, 7 times they go, oh, that's what I thought. No, it's not. You thought I was from a country on the other side of the world. I could write you a 5-page list of everything that can kill you in Australia. Do you know what can kill you in England? 30 degrees. Americans never understood that joke. They're like, 30? That's kind of cold, right? Oh, God bless them. Russians as well. I like Russians, but Russians do have a propensity to unintentionally scare the hell out of you. They just can't help it. I was working as an English teacher in an IT company, and I was giving a presentation one day, and my Russian student Igor came up to me, didn't speak great English, and he goes, David, how do you say, idiom for good luck? And I said, oh, in English, we say break a leg. And he looked at me dead in the eyes, and he goes, I hope you break your legs. Damn, Igor, if you ever wish anyone good luck like that again, don't change a word, it's perfect. I do love teaching, but I was doing it for 12 years, and it's not the same love that you have at the start. What I really enjoyed at the end is when my students would make a really funny mistake, and I would pretend like they said something completely normal. A few months ago, we had a new CEO join the company. It was the first lesson. And I said, what do you like to do when you're not working with your family? What he meant to say was, I like to go on trips with my family. What he said was, I like to trip with my family. I went, really? You got kids? He goes, yeah, I've got a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. I said, wow. What do you give them? Mushrooms, acid. HR actually had a chat to me the following morning about inappropriate behavior and things like that. But going back to Russians briefly, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this about Russians. When you do something nice for a Russian person, they immediately start talking about military equipment. You ever notice this? You'd be at the bar, you're like, hey Igor, I got you a beer. And he would look and go, thanks. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I love dad jokes. Give me a cheer if you love lame dad jokes. It's a guilty pleasure. Here's the thing though, if you do a really lame dad joke with a straight face, there is a good chance that person is going to think you're an idiot. They don't realize you've made a joke. I was at work. I didn't know this guy very well, but I knew it was his birthday. I said, Adam, your birthday, 25. Happy birthday. It's a really strange thing. 25, that's actually the same age I was when I turned 25. And he looked at me for a really long time. Concerned, like he was trying to assess whether I had brain damage. And then he goes, I have to go now, David. And he took a look back, smiled weakly, and just kept walking. But I did love seeing Australians there. It always made my day. And I remember I was in a cafe one time and I heard two women I didn't know speaking really loudly, and they were clearly Australians. And I went up to them, I said, hey, you two are from Australia, aren't you? And one of the women, she turned around and said, actually, no, we're from New Zealand. And I said, oh, that's what I thought. Thank you, guys.